Hey team, today we're going to work a gentle floor lower body releasing yoga program. This program's great for athletes who are, go do a lot of running or any kind of lifting. This is also great for everybody, especially if you do too much of something, right? Too much sitting during the day, during the week, too much standing during the day or during the week. So this is going to help release the entire lower cage of the body, including the low back and the hips and the glutes. So if you have equipment, I'm going to just show some things with the equipment. It couldn't hurt to get a bolster or a harder pillow. Also, you can use a block, 1 or 2. And I also have my strap here, my yoga strap. And if you don't have a strap, that's fine. You can use a band or a belt. That'll work too. You don't need to use equipment. I am going to show you with equipment, but you can always do it without. Also, make sure you have your water ready and handy so that way we can flush out all the toxins that we're moving around. I hope you enjoy and get ready to release that lower body. Find yourself in your lotus position with your feet together and your knees apart. Just find grounding in your lower floor. If your knees don't touch the floor, that's okay. This is where you can always use your block, right, to help them get there. The blocks are great because it helps the floor get closer to you. So you're always there to use it as a help. It's not a crutch. It just helps the floor come closer to you. I'm going to remove my blocks, but you find your blocks. And I want you to take a minute here and just breathe. For each class, I like to set an intention, something that goes along with the theme of what we're doing today. So today, like I said, we're doing a lower body releasing yoga. So we're releasing. So our intention today can be, I release what no longer serves my highest good. And as we go through the practice today, feel free to say that in your head or out loud, whatever it is. It often helps me in my practice to say my mantra and my intention over and over again rather than thinking of all those thoughts that doesn't keep me present in my body. It's easy to get sidetracked because we have so many things going on in our lives, so many to-dos, the things right after yoga, the things the next day. So I set the intention and then I say it throughout the practice. I release what no longer serves me. As we hold these postures, and we're going to be in these spaces for about 20 to 30 minutes. I want you to not go past your edge as we go in each posture. They're like yin postures, so if they get held a little bit longer, 2 to 4 minutes. But I want you to think of your body as if you're peeling away the layers of stress, just like an onion, right? And don't go further into a pose until that layer of stress has released. And never go past your edge. Okay, good. And using the breath, we're connecting our breath. Just fold. As I settle into each pose with you, I probably will be quiet. I will give you the cues as needed, but I want you to just breathe and think of your intention in your body. Good. Carefully roll up if you came down. Well, we're going to start with our right side of our lower body, and we're going to go into a runner's pose. So find yourself in tabletop position on your mat. And again, having a mat that's super cushy would be great here for your knees. For tabletop, we're neutralizing our spine, knees underneath your hips, hands underneath your shoulders. Let's first do a nice cat and cow just to stretch out our back. So we're going to inhale and look up. Exhale, round the back. Inhale and look up. Exhale and round. Inhale, look up. Exhale and round. Come back to neutral position. Good. Now you're going to take your left leg to the top of the mat. I think I said right, but we're going to start with lefts just so you can see. Okay, so this is our runner's position. Okay, this is modified runners with our right knee down. So, if you're not so flexible, this is where your blocks are going to come in handy. You could place them right next to both. You're going to square up that foot. One block on the outside, one block on the inside, and just hold your position. My right leg, if you notice, is straight, and that's going into my quad and my IT band on that side. Now I'm flexible so I can go safely into this position and posture and just hold it here. Now I am bringing my hands on the inside of my foot, and I'm going to stretch really beautifully one into that right leg without overextending or going past my edge. I'm going to take this a little further and go into a lizard. I'm going to come down onto my forearms here. Now you don't need to. You can have the option of also using your bolster, right? If you have a bolster, you can put that right in front of you and use that, or you can also use your blocks. As you melt into these poses and you're using your equipment, feel free to start taking away the equipment as you feel like a layer of tension has been removed. In our lizard, we have the option of keeping our left foot flat on the mat or externally rotating that left knee out and rolling onto that edge of that left foot. It's up to you. And just breathe. I release what no longer serves my highest and greatest good. If you're in lizard, start carefully, slowly walking your hands back up. Hinging your hips backwards, everyone. Right, that left leg is going to be straight. Again, this is where blocks come in handy, my friends. So if you need the block, use the block here to help you. bring it right back where your hips are. If you don't need the block, that's fine too. Just don't round into the back here. Good. And now bring this, your pelvic floor will come forward again. And you're going to pigeon this left ankle. So this is pigeon pose. Everyone's favorite for their hips. So pigeon has a variety of different things you can do. First of all, with pigeon, your hips need to be square, okay? The leg that is in front, which is the left leg in this case, for me, is in a 90-degree angle. However, if you're not as flexible or your body is just too tight at this particular point, you always have the option of making your bottom foot, that foot is on the floor, come closer to your quadricep. So you're more in a, let me turn myself so you can see. So the foot would come closer this way into that right leg versus the 90-degree angle and out. Okay? Now this is again, don't move like I'm moving. I'm just doing that to show you. This is also where you can use your blocks or your bolster. And you can stay tall or come down, depends on how you're feeling today. And if your hips and low back are oh so open and flexible and pigeon doesn't really do too much for you anymore, you can always intensify it and take that left leg in the back and center it in your mat. Or have someone at home help you center it carefully. And we're going to hold our pigeons. To walk up carefully. Good. And then sit onto that left glute to carefully come out of your pigeon. Beautiful. And as you see, I brought this leg backwards, right? I'm just going to come forward and open into a split. Find your seat bones by putting your hands behind your back, lifting off your bottom, come forward. Good. And again, block or bolster. And you can just hang out here until you're comfortable, or if you're more open, just start crawling down gently. Any pressure in your low back. If you feel anything that's not right, you pull back. Pick it up with the help of your hands. Beautiful. Good. We're going to go to our right side into our runners now. So I am going to carefully move into my tabletop position. Find your tabletop. Remember, knees underneath your hips, hands underneath your shoulders. We're going to do a cat and cow. Inhale, look up. Exhale, round. Inhale, look up. Exhale, round. Good. Back to your neutral position. Okay, bring your right leg at the top of the mat. Okay, your left leg will be straight. You're into your runners. Again, grab your blocks if you need them, and you would use them. Let me bring them with me so I can show them for you. You would use them. You were squaring up your foot, right? So you would use one on the outside and one on the inside, okay? And if you don't need the blocks and you can keep the integrity of the pose, you can feel free to put them down. And I like to bring my foot onto the outside of the mat just so I can prepare myself for a lizard pose. Remembering your intention, I release what no longer serves me. If you like to stay in runners, that's fine, or if you're open enough, come down to your lizard pose on your forearms, and you have the option of keeping that right foot flat, or externally rotating the knee out and rotating onto that side of the right foot. Just really working into our hips and our glute a little bit deeper. Good job. Now, help yourself up carefully. Carefully hinge your hips back, stretch, use the blocks if you need to. Okay. And now right foot into your pigeon. Remember, modify as you need to, especially if you have wonky knees. If you have wonky knees or you have had an impingement in your knee or some sort of surgery, reverse pigeon would be the better option, which is on your back, one leg crossed over the other, and threading the needle through the hamstrings and pulling the legs in. That would be a better option. Remembering keeping your hips square in your pigeon, staying tall, or if you're open enough at this point, you may walk on down and melt into your pigeon. come up gently and sit onto that right glute to come out of pigeon safely. Good. Okay. I'm going to grab a sip of water. Feel free to do so. And then we're going to go into our supinated pose on our mats with our head facing the ceiling. Okay? So find yourself on your mat, lying backwards, comfortable as you can be. Make sure you have your equipment with you if you like. I'm going to use a block, I think, underneath of my head for the first things we're going to be doing here. So just come lying down. Put my head right underneath. Okay. We're going to bring your legs up to your chest, hands behind your hamstrings. On an inhale, lift your legs. Flex your toes to you. Exhale, point your toes to the ceiling and release your legs. Good. This is called nerve glide. So inhale, lift. Flex. Points. Exhale, release. Good. Inhale, lift. Flex. Points. And release. Inhale, lift. Flex. Points. And release. Good job. Release that left leg. We're going to work the right leg first. We're going to grab the back of the hamstring or calf and just pull that leg to you carefully. Now, this is where a strap would come in handy. I could put my strap, on my foot and pull that in. You can also keep your left leg bent or straighten, trying to get the leg to come back down into its hip socket is your focus here. Bring that left leg back up if it was straight. Bring this right leg over the left leg, cross it. You can release your strap. Okay? So you're going to take your right knee down to the right side of the mat. And the left arm, I'm going to remove my block here. The left arm is overhead in like a 90-degree angle. My right ankle is pressing my left knee into the ground. It's not going to get there, and that's okay. I don't want it to get there. That's just to help you figure out what to do here. We're stretching out the psoas muscle. It's a tight, tiny, like a tenderloin-looking muscle in the front of the body. And when it gets really tight, it usually defers pain in our low back, with us not realizing that that's where the originator of the problem is. The front. And again, your blocks and your bolsters are your friends. You can always put a bolster here to help you. This isn't comfortable. Okay, slowly back to your center, guys. Keep the legs crossed. Both legs down. Bring your knees in, hands behind your hamstrings, lift your legs, flex your feet, point your toes, release. And again, lift, flex, point, and release. Good. And again, lift, flex, point and release. Right leg comes down, the left leg comes up. Grab your strap if you like, or just use your hands to help you. I just like the strap because it takes off any tension for me pulling in my shoulders as well. It does the work for me. Back up and carefully cross that left leg over the right. Move your strap if you have it. This left knee is going to go towards the left side of the mat. The right arm is going to come overhead at a 45-degree angle. Move all my stuff out of the way here. And I have my left ankle pressing against my right knee going towards the ground. Good job. Carefully back to the center. Both feet meet each other. Bring them back in. Hands behind your hamstrings. Lift your legs. Flex and point. Make sure you're breathing. Yoga is holistic. It works from the inside out and the outside in. And the body has a miraculous way of healing itself. Our job is to get out of our own way. Okay, both feet down. Bring your knees together over to the right, left arm out, look over the left shoulder. Always use a block or a bolster as support underneath your knees. It's perfectly fine. Carefully bring your knees back to the center. And then over to the left. Right arm out. Look over the right shoulder. To the center. Good. Legs go out long. Feet splay out. Palms face up. Eyes shut. It's time for Shavasana, corpse, or final surrender. Using force and now surrender. Just let everything go. wiggling your toes. Start to wiggle your fingers. Just start waking up the body. When you're ready, slowly and carefully roll to one side. And with the help of your hand, help yourself up. And find yourself in a comfortable seat. Thank you so much for joining me today. Make sure you drink tons of water as we were moving through opening the hips. Signs of detoxification can follow, so make sure you flush out your body. You did wonderful things for your lower body. I hope you feel so much better than when you first started. Join me next time. Make sure that you like, subscribe, and click the bell for notifications of future videos. Make sure you stay gentle today, and remember your intention. I release what no longer serves my highest and greatest good. Hands in prayer. Namaste means the divine in me bows to the divine in you. So we all say together, Namaste. Until next time.